In fact, I was the first sitting governor in America to get a concealed carry permit, and I'm pretty sure that my wife was the first sitting first lady to have one. She's the one who really looked out for us. I think this election is going to give you a great opportunity to say something to America. And by the way, Tuesday nights, one of two things will happen. If Wisconsin just sort of rolls along and votes for the one that everybody says is going to win, and there's no point having the election, then they're going to briefly mention you in passing as they report election results. Oh, and by the way, in Wisconsin, that's what we thought. Here it is. You know, move on. And that's all of Wisconsin's. All they're going to get. On the other hand, you've got a chance to do something to just really mess them up. Yeah. On Tuesday night, and the people of this state show their stubborn independence and their unwillingness just to play along with whoever got voted on in some other state. Amen. And if you vote your principles of saying, I want lower taxes, I want a pro-life candidate who really means it, I want a candidate who's really about the Second Amendment, I want one who believes that government shouldn't complicate the life of a small business owner, but ought to facilitate the free enterprise system. I want a candidate who believes that free trade has to be fair trade, where we enforce both sides of the trade agreement, and we don't let the Chinese cheat and send in stuff that makes us sick, that we all have to play with. If you want some message that you want a candidate who has true chief executive experience, having actually run a government, not just being a part of a legislative branch. And who's had more experience of doing that than anyone running for president, who's balanced budgets every year for 10.5 years that he was governor, who understands what it means to lower a tax, to have the lowest unemployment rates, to rebuild the highway system. If you want a president who can get those kind of things done, then you need to go out and say something so that next Tuesday night, the pundits and the chattering class, all of the networks will be sitting there scratching their heads and talking. What happened in Wisconsin? And we'll tell you, it's the same thing that happened in West Virginia and Alabama and Georgia and Tennessee. That in the heartland of America, true conservatives are rallying with us. And, with all due respect, Senator McCain's got a lot of his delegates from places like California and New York and Connecticut and Delaware. Nice people. But they're not going to be the key to us winning in November as Republicans. It's going to be the heartland of this country where we'll win this election. And that's why I'm asking you to go out in full force. Because I promise you there's no other candidate running for president who wants to get rid of the IRS and kill You see this tax form, this 1040 that you have to deal with every single April? Don't you hate this thing? Yes. When we pass the fair tax and we get rid of the IRS, here's what you can do with the 1040s. Killing the trees, we will just kill the IRS instead. I was asked today by several people because the sort of growing chorus continues to chant, why don't you quit? Why don't you quit? Well, first of all, because until someone gets enough delegates to beat me, I'm not one who just gives up and quits because the game gets tough. Quit the game because the coach for the other team thought that I should. Now, when the cheerleaders on my team throw down their pom-poms and give it up, then it may be time to look at it. But folks, I'm telling you, our folks are fired up. And they're not asking us to wind it down. They're asking us to wind it up and stay in because they say somebody has got to speak for those folks. It seems to be invisible to the Beltway crowd. Seem to not understand how hard many Americans work and how much harder they're working this year but not getting ahead. And these are the folks that are supporting my campaign. These are not the people who support me, who write $2,300 checks but could write it to 10 different candidates and never miss it. And whoever looks like he's going to win, they get on board with them. Oh, he looks, I'll support him. Because those are never the folks who supported me in the beginning. They're not supporting me now. And my question to anybody would be, since they've never, ever supported me, why would I let them determine when I get in or when I get out? Well, I will listen to a janitor in Birmingham, Alabama, by the name of Josh, who has a wife in a wheelchair with cerebral palsy. I'll listen to him because he wrote to our website and sent in $20 and said, this is all I can afford. This is a real sacrifice. He said, I'm a janitor, my wife's disabled, and I want you to be president because I think you'll remember a guy like me. And I met him in Birmingham, Alabama. He had a sign up that said janitor. I knew exactly what he had to do. I went over and had my picture made with he and his wife and had the most wonderful conversation with him. I asked him, why are you supporting me? Why are you doing this? It's because he felt like that he needs a voice too. You know something? The truck driver in Bertrand, Michigan, a guy by the name of Randy Bishop. I met Randy when I was up there campaigning in Michigan. He said, Governor, you got to get up to Traverse City tomorrow night. There's a big Lincoln Day dinner, and I need you to go over there and speak so you can get some votes up in that part of the state. I said, Randy, I can't be there. I got to be in South Carolina. He said, well, who's going to speak? I said, why don't you do it? He said, man, I can't make a speech. I'm a truck driver. I said, do you know why you're supporting me? He said, yes, sir. I said, then go and just tell him that. He said, are you serious? I said, I'm dead serious. You go make the speech. He wrote about it. We posted it on our website. It was one of the most powerful stories that I ever read in the whole campaign. And Randy went up to Traverse City, Michigan. He got up there, and a U.S. Senator was speaking for one of the candidates, and a U.S. Congressman for the other. He goes up to the MC and says, I'm here to speak for my party. They said, oh, okay, we have Senator so-and-so, Congressman so-and-so, and what office do you hold? He said, well, I don't hold an office, and I don't even have an office. I'm a truck driver. And the guy looked at him and said, okay. Everybody who was there said Randy made the speech of the night. Because he wasn't talking from some script. He was talking from his heart. You see, Randy's a small business operator driving a truck. And he knows his fuel is costing a whole lot more this year than last year. He knows his health insurance is costing him more. He's self-employed as a truck driver. And he knows he's working harder, paying more, and getting less for it. And he wants to know that somebody sitting in that Oval Office will finally make some decisions that affect his life too, and his family. Yes, I believe some simple things. And this is why I'm in the race. Lower taxes are better than higher taxes. Less government is better than more government.
That's right.
What government we've got to have, it ought to be more local and a whole lot less federal. And that mothers and fathers raise better kids than governments do. And the reason that we need to get out Tuesday and make sure that we get the votes out there to make sure I win in Wisconsin is because the voice that Wisconsin speaks with Tuesday night is going to have a profound impact on getting some folks' attention and letting them know, don't take it for granted. Don't assume what you're going to do. Show them you have your own mind, your own spirit, and your own spunk when it comes to voting. And folks, we can still change this country, and it needs changing.